If your B2B closers are still spending too much time chasing meetings instead of closing deals, there's a high probability the problem isn't effort. It's the way your sales team is structured. In today's video, we're going to be walking you through why that model doesn't scale and what needs to change if you want consistent pipeline growth. What's going on, everybody? If you're new here, my name is Brian Higgins. I am the AI for sales guy. And all we talk about on this channel is how to stop forcing expensive humans to do repetitive sales work so your closers can focus on actually closing deals. And if you've been here for a while, welcome back. You already know we're focused on building sales systems, not just adding more people. Listen, the goal is not to get rid of people. The goal is to automate what should be automated and avoid building top-heavy sales teams with a bunch of reps in a high turnover role and high burnout position that statistically 72% won't hit quota. They take 3 to 6 months to ramp and have a 39% turnover rate, all while now competing against systems that don't churn, don't ramp, and don't miss quota. Put your human talent where humans actually perform their best. So instead of scaling your payroll, you scale your infrastructure. Instead of paying SDRs to manually chase leads all day, your closers wake up to booked meetings. And if you're running a B2B sales team or a revenue organization and you care about pipeline, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, because this is all we're going to talk about here. Now, here's what most companies are currently doing. They have a pipeline problem. So what do? They go and hire another SDR. And on paper, that sounds logical. More people, more activity, more pipeline, right? But in reality, what they're actually doing is scaling the least efficient part of the sales organization. Think about it. The traditional SDR role is built around manual prospecting, repetitive outreach, and inconsistent execution with very high burnout. And then leadership is surprised when their reps turn over, performance is all over the board, and pipeline is unpredictable. And then your closers are pissed because they just don't have enough qualified meetings. That's not a people problem. That's a system problem. Let's break this down. When you hire an SDR, you're not just hiring output. You're hiring salary, ramp time, usually 3 to 6 months, management overhead, training, tools, and the risk that they never fully perform. All that tied to one person or more doing highly repetitive top of funnel work. Now, let's compare that to what the role really actually requires to be successful. Top of funnel work is data handling, prospect identification, personalization at scale and volume, multi-channel outreach, follow-up consistency, timing, and constant iteration. That's not human leverage work. That's system work. The old model was built and assumed a human was doing the work. The new model has new options. So you need to assume a system is doing the work. That's the shift that you need to be aware of. So here's the reality most companies haven't fully processed yet. You're paying human wages for a machine's job. And because of that, your pipeline becomes dependent on human consistency, human motivation, and human follow-through in a noisy world, which means your pipeline will always feel fragile. Now, let me say this because this is important. This is not about replacing people. It's about using people correctly. Your closers should be closing. They should not be compensating for a weak top of funnel system. They should not be chasing leads. They should be having conversations, advancing deals, and generating revenue. That's where humans win. Everything else should be systematized, because the companies that are winning right now are not doing more activity and hiring more headcount. They're compressing time by building better systems. So at this point, most people, they'll go back to hiring another SDR and adding more activity or adding more tools that are isolated and not built custom for your business and hope the problem fixes itself. But the companies that actually understand what's happening right now, they're not going to try to hire their way out of this. They're going to fix the system. So if you already have closers, what you really need is more qualified conversations on their calendars without adding more headcount into burnout roles. That's where AiDA SDR fits in. We will deploy what is essentially an AI SDR system and team built to handle the entire top of funnel function, so your team wakes up to more booked meetings instead of chasing them. This isn't a fit for everyone, and it's not meant to be, because it doesn't work for everyone. So if you're serious about fixing this, There are links below in the description to learn more. You could apply there and we'll see if it makes sense for your business. Regardless, if you got value out of this, be sure to subscribe below because everything we talk about here is how to build sales systems where your closers close and your pipeline shows up consistently. In the next video, I'm going to be breaking down what an actual AI SDR system looks like, because this is where most companies get it completely wrong. They think going to ChatGPT is using AI, but they're really just using tools without a system. I'll close with this. Pipeline is no longer a people problem. It's a system problem. And the companies that figure that out first are the ones that win. I'm Brian Higgins. I'm the AI for Sales guy. I'll see you on the next one.